to a Google Hangout. So we usually start out with introductions, and we're going to start out with Paige. Sorry to interrupt you, Paige, but
no problem.
oh, actually, I forgot. I'm Matt. I'm from Washington, D.C., and I'm an educational technologist.
Okay. So, hi, my name is Paige. I teach in Montgomery County Public Schools in Maryland. I teach ESOL, English for Speakers of Other Languages. I'm entering my 3rd year at Albert Einstein High School. Kids age and range from 14 to 18, all newcomers, so I've become very creative with using not just Google Translate, but all kinds of apps like Seesaw to take videos, and we'll talk more about that later. So, yeah.
Awesome. Welcome, Paige. Sunshine, we're just going like across the screen. Sunshine, if you can unmute your mic and go ahead and introduce yourself if you get a chance. All right, we're going to hold off on Sunshine for a second. Kim, go ahead and introduce yourself. All right, we're going to hold off on Kim for a second. I know Eric's mic worked. Eric's was in my last one. Eric, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Is it working now?
We got you.
Awesome. My name's Eric Hayes. A little louder? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we got you, Eric. We got you.
Okay, so Eric Hayes, special ed teacher, international school here in Brazil, teaching 6th grade regular math class, and then 9th, 11th pushing classes.
Awesome. Welcome, Eric. I think we might have Kim back. Kim, you want to introduce yourself?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Kim, we got you.
Hi, I'm Kim Thomas from Arizona, where it's really, really hot. I'm a technology integration specialist in a K-8 small district in Phoenix. We have about 8 schools.
Awesome. Welcome, Kim.
Okay.
Who's that? Denise, go ahead. Denise, I don't have audio for Denise. Anybody have audio for Denise?
Can you all hear me now? All right, I guess I'll try again. Maybe if I come in or come out. All right, thanks. Oh, you can hear me, Dana. Okay. My name is Denise Wright. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and it's also very hot here on the East Coast. I've been teaching for teaching for 18 years. About 12 of them have been in a brick and mortar setting. The last 5 or 6 of them have been in an online environment. We are a supplemental program that helps high school students receive the units that they need to graduate. And I'm interested in learning all about any kind of technical tools, because not only do we teach the online courses, we also write them as well. So any kind of tech tools that are out there that'll help us in the online world and day-to-day world, I'd love to hear about from you all. So it's great to be here. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Denise, for introducing yourself. Dana, I think you do not have a mic, but you can hear us. Is that correct? I think I saw you in chat.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. All right, Denise, you rock. Thank you so much for helping me figure out some stuff with Google Hangouts. I'm pretty excited about that. I teach 4th grade, and at my school we're a Title I school, and we have single-gender classes at each of our grade level. So I've taught the all-boys 4th grade, and I've taught all-girls 5th grade in addition to mixed-gender classes. So I'm really excited to hear some of the different technology everybody's using.
Awesome. Thank you, Dana, so much. Bill, you're up. Oh, Bill introduced himself in chat. Do you have a... Bill says, I teach 6th grade English at a community school of Naples in Florida. This will be my 11th year teaching. High school English for 9 years before switching. Don't use any tech tools. So, Bill, you do not have a mic, I'm guessing? Are you still with us, though, Bill? Can you just give us like a yes or a no in chat? Busy room, better stay muted. Okay, great. So, Andy, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Andy. I'm in Texas. I work at a regional service center. We service 96 districts, and I in digital learning and teach teachers.
Awesome, Andy. Thank you so much. Brian's here. Awesome. Brian, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Phone on. Hey, my name is Brian Cook. I'm from Salisbury, Maryland. I've been teaching middle school language arts for a very long time, it seems. But just kind of passionate about digitally connecting kids and using EdTech to enhance that learning experience.
Awesome. I think we got everybody. Everybody's at least can listen. I think the only one who does not have a mic is Bill right now, but Bill can actually listen in. Everybody else has a mic. So here's the vision for this session. Sorry for the late start. We're all learning as we go. The vision for this session is super broad, like intentionally broad. Like we're all on a Google Hangout. We all love technology. I love hearing war stories. That's like my shared practice is my favorite thing. So I thought I'd do a session on shared practice, but it's focused on educational technology. So a tool, any tool. We all have tools that we love. If it's a tech tool, I want to hear about it. Actually, we just have a new person, Susan Fry, just entered. Hey, Susan, if you have a mic, could you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I don't know if I have a mic.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, hi, I'm Susan. I'm from Texas, and I'm a 6th grade science teacher, currently driving to the beach.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Susan. Good to have you. So anyway, so the theory is just talk about any tool. I'll start. So my favorite tool that I learned this year, absolute favorite tool, is a thing called, and people are going to laugh at this, it's a tool called Zaption. I'll type it in the chat. Does anyone know why this is so ironic that this is my favorite tool?
Because it's going away in about a month.
Exactly. So like Andy says, it's going away. I think September 31st it's going. I'll briefly talk about what it is. So imagine you're showing a movie, right? Does anyone besides Andy know what Zaption is? So here's what Zaption is. You're showing a movie. Everybody shows movies. We've shown movies since the dawn of time. Teachers have, right? And historically, people fall asleep, or either they're really interested or they fall asleep during a movie. So what Zaption does, and even though Zaption's going away, there's other tools that'll replace it. Tools like, and I'll type them in chat, Play, Pause It, and Edpuzzle, and another one that I forget. Here's what all these tools do. It's a way to annotate video, right? So you're watching this video on whatever, World War II, right? And the video is about to talk about the causes of World War II. It ought to, you do, there's a lot of, the only downside is there's a lot of prep to it. You have to build, you bake questions into the video. So question 1 happens at this point. Then a few minutes later, question 2 drops in. A few minutes later, question 3 drops in. Yeah, Edpuzzle is exactly the same thing as Zaption. So you know the concept. So the movie's playing, it stops automatically, pops this question up on the screen, and kids, not only do they have to answer it, you can publish their answers to the screen anonymously, so you don't embarrass anybody, but still, and I'm not describing it to make it sound awesome, but it really the problem with movies is they're not interactive, and it makes movies interactive. And everybody, like all these literacy people talk about, making predictions, right? Well, how many, you can stop a movie and say, what do you think is going to have to happen next? And they have to make a prediction. So all this pedagogy that all the research says is great, but it's hard to implement, suddenly becomes easy to implement. Mastery, right? If they have a bad answer, you can force them to change it. So again, mastery, another thing. So it's so much fun. It's so great. I can't encourage you enough in the weeks remaining in the summer to look up Edpuzzle or Play Pause It if you show a lot of movies, or if you know somebody who shows a lot of movies. It only works on YouTube videos. You can make it work on a DVD, but it's super complicated. But YouTube. Everybody shows YouTube videos. So anyway, Zaption or Eric says it's a good tool. So anyway, that's my favorite. I'm gonna stop talking. And anyone else, you can follow up on that or a totally separate tool. What do you guys got?
I love because it allows for that immediate feedback. We've been using a lot in my code pushing classes with getting that response review. And they get to use their smartphone, and I don't know. I found it to be very, very refreshing. Make sense? It's Kahoot also.
Okay, keeping in line with that, Plickers. Have you all heard of Plickers before? No. Plickers, what I like about it is all it takes is the teacher's smartphone and cards. It looks like QR codes on each card, and there are 4 sides to it, so you hold it up for A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. And you drive everything from your phone. You have to have the Plickers app on your computer, but you drive it for your phone. So I go through and I create my questions, and then I get into my Plickers account, and my phone drives all the questions. And I have the question up there, and all the kids do is hold up the card with the A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, and it automatically pops up on the smartboard without names. But it's a great way for really quick assessments, just in time that I can go ahead and pull up and find out. For me, it's when I'm working with teachers, what else they need to know. And I've seen some primary teachers become very clever with the Flickr cards. You can do them full sheet or you can do half sheet. And I normally do half sheet, and then I laminate them. I get them laminated as a gift to the teacher when I go into their classroom. But it's with a matte laminate. So we went into a classroom of 29 first graders, and we put stickers on the back of the cards for A, B, C, D to make it easier for the kids to do. And we taught them to hold it in front of their face, not to scrunch it or chew on it, to hold it up. And literally the teacher takes her phone and scans it in maybe 5 seconds, and everything pops up right away. It's probably one of the more popular ones, besides Kahoot, which is the all-time best, other than quizzes. Plickers is my favorite because it is so low-tech, quick, and informs the teachers right away. And that's Plickrs.
Kim, I totally agree with you. Plickers is really awesome, especially when you have those times that you don't have the one-to-one technology piece. We have iPad cards for each grade level. We also have a few laptop cards, but when it comes to state testing, some of those resources get pulled away from us. So the Plickers still allow students to be able to be engaged and each give their individual answer and give teachers that live time feedback and see exactly, without embarrassing kids, who's where and get that quick gauge of where your students are.
Very true. And it blends really well with Kagan strategies. I don't know about you, but in Madison we've been Kaganized. And I shouldn't say that like it's a bad thing, but there's the showdown where they work as a team and they come up with an answer and they have it on a little dry erase board and they hold it up to their chest and they share it. And then when we say, okay, one team member has to hold up the Flickr card to show what their answer is as a team. And you can build teams in there. It's really pretty diverse. And before I forget, there is a woman by the name of Laura Candler, C-A-N-D-L-E-R, and she is like the walking, talking guru of gathering information for Flickr. She's even created a Facebook page for primary Flickr users. You have to apply, go into her core board connections, Laura Candler, and you have to apply to get into hers. And another person has created a middle and high school Flickrs group. And Laura Candler has got so much stuff on her website. And of course, she still sells stuff with teachers pay teachers, but I don't do that. So that's mine.
Hey, I'm just going to throw in there, too. It is so good. It doesn't matter what the content is. The teacher session I'm doing, I always speak to Flickrs because, again, the low-tech nature of it. I always tell teachers, every teacher, kinder to calculus, every day should be using Flickrs because it is that tool that you can know what they know before they leave your classroom. Even if you have a 47-minute class period, you can, scan 3 questions and know what kids know. I really love the power of being able to build a question from your mobile device. So you can take a picture of what's going on in the classroom or what you've written on the dry erase board or whatever, and build a question from your device, post it to the screen, and it's very relevant, very real time. So you can't go wrong with Plickers.
And we've taken it one step further. When I was working with a sixth grade classroom, the teacher was doing them, and they were getting ready to do a review. And why are you creating these? So the students, she started assigning students in groups of 3 to write the review questions. They not only gave the quick review for the quiz, then the peers had to go in and review their questions to see if they were clear and concise, and then the students had to gather all the information and graph how the kids did. So you see how we've taken that simple Plickers and now expanded it, where it's the onus is on the students, and it's becoming more popular with the middle school. Like anything else, it'll last for a couple more months, and then they'll all go, "That's boring," and we'll find something else.
Before the next person goes, like, I'm a bad host. There's like a billion questions. There's actually like 10 people watching. Or let me throw out. Actually, there's comments too. And if you're watching, use the Q&A as questions and comments, because All right. So Terry's, how do I do this? I push select, I guess. Oh my God. Okay. One of my Terry Stouffer says one of my favorite tools for student blogging is easyblog.org. Very friendly, secure, and free. So that's easyblog.org. Okay, I clicked done on that one. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Oh, here's one. Dina O'Brien says, Socrative, which I've been meaning to use, and if anybody in here has Socrative experience, I would love to hear about it. I think it's like a formative assessment tool, or I have no idea. With exit tickets, so she says Socrative is another great tool with exit tickets that are pre-made with questions and the ability for the teacher to add their own question. My brain did not wrap around that, but it sounds awesome. Let's do one more before we get back to people in the room. Megan Curry. Oh, crap, did I do that right? Yeah, okay. Megan Curry says, that's not a question. Charissa Scott says she loves both Kahoot and Plickers. Yeah, Plickers is getting a lot of love. I don't know how I've never heard of it. I've got to check that out. And Kahoot obviously always gets a lot of love. Okay, there's more questions. I'll get to those in a second. Who's next? Who wants to go?
I can share. Okay, so in my context, there are a lot of new students who, before they can even begin learning anything, need to know school rules and expectations. So Class Dojo has been indispensable for me in rewarding positive behaviors with my students, especially with kids that are coming in January and missed the entire orientation. Really, if you don't speak any English, you don't really get much of an orientation to begin with. There's also lots of really great resources for growth mindset, which my kids have enjoyed even though they're older. So explicitly teaching them that, work harder, you get smarter from working harder. And then also they're coming out with student stories. They don't work on Android devices yet, so I'm still using Seesaw. But I really would like to use the student portfolio aspect in the same place because it translates messages for parents so my parents can see what's going on in the class if I share things to the story in a way that is really accessible to them. Like they can't, asking some of the parents to go to a website or to go through a really complicated process, they won't be able to have access to that. But with Class Dojo, it goes right to their phone. So really helpful.
Awesome. Hey, Susan, do you want to go next? And when you finish, you've got a little background noise, so mute your mic when you're done. There's a little mute button right there. So, Susan, if you want to go and then mute, that'd be great.
Okay. So, hi guys. Sorry, I'm kind of dark here, but I have used Socrative, and the way that I use it is with the quick question. And so you can put a question up, like in your room, like on the Elmo or something, and then use the quick question, and the kids can enter the room that you have, and then they choose their answer, and you can see like whether they're understanding it or not. And it's real simple. I've used it for test reviews. So like if we're going over content and I want them to to like explain why they would choose like a certain answer choice, we can go through like which answer choice would you eliminate, which I think helps sometimes. And then one thing I'm thinking about using this year is Classcraft, and I've been looking into it, but I think it's similar to Class Dojo in that it also is geared rewards for doing good things in class. So.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, I got one that I like to use. It's more for formative. I mean, not formative, or summative for some bigger things that we do. We're real into green screens now. They've become very affordable and kind of real low tech in one sense. I use a program or an app called Touchcast Studio. Man, literally, I went through and watched tutorial videos over a couple of days. When I modeled it to kids, like I literally just said, "Hey, here's a tutorial. Like, let's make a silly 15-second video for a vocabulary word, just so they can kind of practice it a little bit and get the gist of the basics." Then from there, we were able to actually go through and do storyboards or responses, or we'd look at themes and do a couple different things. But literally, I was nervous. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to buy like this big board. But literally, we have a lot of like big rolls of paper lying around for like bulletin board type of stuff, and all it took was the green paper, dark green, as crisp as I could get it on a wall, taped it up there, and held up the iPad. And I mean, there's a ton of different backgrounds available that were already in there. You can find your own photos of random anything. If you can download the Google something off of Google Images, I mean, you can use anything as your background. I thought it was really neat. It was very engaging for kids. I said I didn't necessarily grade the final product as much as I did the process to see the thinking to get to where they were doing, because you have to kind of look at the zoom in, zoom out. There's a way to do like a 2-camera system. Told people like I did the 1-camera system. I thought it worked really well. I mean, with early middle school kids, it was a good start. So as they move on, they'll kind of evolve a little bit. But it's called Touchcast Studio. Free app, doesn't cost anything. All you need is an iPad.
I'll stay in that same vein of making videos. I just think it's a great tool for kids to be able to demonstrate understanding and learning, and then it's great for teachers as well to make some kind of a short instructional video. And kind of my go-to tools right now, if I'm on a computer, laptop, Chromebook, I like Stupeflix's tool. It's Stupeflix, and then they have made a mobile app that works on Android or Apple. It's now called Quick, Q-U-I-K. It used to be called Replay. And that tool, those two tools got bought out by GoPro about 2 months ago. And just a really slick little tool. You can look like a video rock star, and the skill set you need is to be able to type, take a picture, or save a picture, and you can create some pretty slick videos that can be shared out in multiple ways. So I think it's just an important thing that teachers should be doing, number one, but also students as well.
Hey, just I want to make sure I heard that. What was it called again?
So if you have access to a computer, the web version of it is called Stupeflix, and they do an EDU account as well for free that allows you to manage students. And then from your mobile device, their app is called Quick, Q-U-I-K.
What was the other one? Flix,
F-L-I-X.
Can you spell that for me?
F-L-I-X, S-T-U-P-E-F-L-I-X.
Gotcha. Cool. Thanks.
Has anyone not gone once? I think everyone's gone once.
Hi, this is Denise from Myrtle Beach. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, great. Some great ones that I use that definitely, maybe even as a classroom teacher, you may be interested in this one. From the Google products, obviously Google Voice. That is a big one that I use. My students text me through Google Voice as well as call me on my phone. I have the phone changed. It barks like a dog when my students are calling me, so I actually set the ringtone to a different ringtone so that I know it's a student. Also, they're able to text me through the Google Voice app. So it sort of gives you a second office line. So if you're a classroom teacher, you may be interested, if you're on a high school level and you're open to the idea of students possibly sending you a text message or a parent calling you, you can also shut that off and disable it so it doesn't just go straight to voicemail. So that's a great one. Another one that's probably common that you may use is thinklink.org. I'll put the link box in there. It's just like pictures that you could upload, and then you could create hotspots on them. In my virtual science class, we look at the ocean and different ocean temperatures because that drives climate. So the students are responsible for plotting using a ThinkLink image and then plotting different temperatures of the ocean and then submitting your URL links in our course to as they're plotting the ocean temperatures. Some other things that I also use too is if you are designing your own website. I know a lot of teachers, classroom teachers, have your own website. I'll put these in the chat box. There's a website that's brand new. It's open source. It's called h5p.org. And I'll put these in the web chat box. But this sort of allows you to design, customize your own website with, like, if you want to do a matching game where they're flipping cards, you could, and it comes with an embed code, so you could actually embed the actual game right on your own website. If you have videos that you make and you want to embed your own questions, like we were talking about earlier, but like say you have like a 2-minute video, you can actually use that as another feature. So it's an interactive website that you basically use as the host, and then you can use the embed codes and have special activities on your own website for your class. So I'll put that in there as well. Another one that I use is augmented reality with my students. Even though they're in the online world, I'll give them an option of, I'll talk about some smartphone apps that they can download at home and use. Since I do earth science and astronomy, we do 3D NASA space app where they actually just download an app on their phone, and always, if it's free, it's for me kind of person, because I don't believe in trying to pay for anything, especially with my online students. I'm just trying to inspire them not only to use their computer, but also use their mobile phone for learning. And 3D Space app is great. It's augmented reality. You can actually use the Mars rover and have it sitting right on your desk. So that's something great. Cholera as well has an augmented reality app where if you're teaching the cell, it actually, you color this page and you lift the phone up and you can actually see it in 3D. So I don't know if you've all used these in the classroom as well. And last but not least, my favorite also is called Audio Boom, B-O-O-M, Audio Boom, which is basically a website, or a website that you podcast. So if you have a set of iPads in the room, the kids can have the Audio Boom app on the actual iPad, and say they're doing a science experiment or a geography experiment or something with art. They can actually take a picture with the app and then auto record what they did for their project. Say, hey, I made, we're studying Impressionists. This is Claude Monet, and they could talk into it. Then they upload it, and they all go onto a wall. So then you, as a teacher, on your smartboard, can have the whole wall up there, so everyone's picture and audio is underneath. And that's great for like parent-teacher night, or when parents are coming through, that they could see their students' work all over the whiteboard, and you could actually hear their child playing. And also, you can also look throughout the classroom, like you come back together, and you can actually look at everybody's work and what they're doing, and listen to other people, because I know sometimes you're trying to circulate around the classroom. But anyway, I'll put all these ideas in the chat box. I know I was talking really fast. I don't know if you know any of these. Some of you may be like, hey, I've heard all these before, but I just wanted to share some of those. So thanks for listening.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Denise. We're going to have time for, I think everybody's gone once. except for Bradford, and Bradford, maybe you can introduce yourself in a second. After Bradford introduces himself, we'll go around maybe a second. We have time for a second go around. But before we do that, I want to go to the questions. Eureka has a comment. Loves Touchcast, so a second vote for Touchcast. Wendy, another vote for Quizlet Live. That's going to be my second share. Quizlet Live. Oh my God, love Zaption. Love Quizlet Live. It's like Kahoot, except it's a team game. And what I love, you don't have to think of wrong answers. In Kahoot, you have to actually write wrong answers, which is harder than it sounds. So that's what I love about Quizlet Live. So Wendy loves it too. Kim, who was in here, I guess she had to step out. Quizzes. It's all Z's. Quizzes. Is Kahoot with memes? Interesting. I have to look up. I've heard of Quizzes. I've never actually dived into it, so maybe I need to. Jesus loves Kahoot. Another vote for Plickers. Can't believe I haven't seen that. Check that out yet. Terry says, did somebody mention Quiver Vision in this? I can't remember if we've talked about it. Somebody mentioned augmented reality, but my cat's right there. I'm going to try to cover my cat. Hold on, other way. Okay, great. Quiver Vision and Cromville and Aug that, which I haven't done much AR. Maybe somebody can speak to that because I don't love it. I mean, was it? Pokemon Go was the most I've done with augmented reality. I don't love it yet. Maybe I should love it. And then Dina says literably with a B. Literably. I don't think we've talked about that yet. Okay, so that's all the questions. Bradford, do you want to introduce yourself and maybe do a share? And after that, anybody's open for a second round.
Sure. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. And
can you hear me? Yeah. I don't know. The screen kind of got frozen. Okay, good. Hey, guys. I am Bradford Harris. I am from Spring, Texas, and I am an instructional technology specialist. I'm just popping in, listening to the conversations, but you guys are talking about favorite tech tools. I'm assuming correct. I just want to make sure because I'm bouncing back and forth. I'm going everywhere. My favorite tech tool right now is I use ThingLink a lot, and I use it with another Web 2.0 tool called Tech. So what I do is I make a lot of online flyers for my campus, and I merge those two together, and I let the teachers kind of interact with certain things that are going on, any important dates that teachers need to be aware of. I include maybe a SoundCloud bite in there, so instead of me just sending a regular email to folks, hey, this is a list of things that are going on, they get to actually interact with the different buttons and icons that are on the screen. I don't have anything pulled up yet, but I can pull something up on the chat in just a moment, so you can kind of see an example of what I do. So let me pull that up, and you guys keep talking, and I'll find one real quick so I can show y'all.
Awesome. Thank you for that share, Bradford. If you could mute your mic until you find that link, it's good to. And who's got another round?
Hey, one thing that I use, I do teach language arts, but I try to collaborate a little bit with our social studies teacher. And one of the things I got her doing this year was working on infographics, trying to take informational text and taking the pieces of them, or it would be citing evidence, and coming up with main ideas. And I even saw where it was kind of they compared an infographic to the traditional 5-paragraph essay, where it has your thesis, which would be your title, your main ideas, and how you kind of work on organizational patterns a little bit. There's a lot of different programs out there to do it. One that I've become fond to is called Piktochart. I believe it's Piktochart. Kind of a cool little thing. I saw a really good PD thing on it a while back, and I've taken it and kind of made it my own a little bit and modified that person's, which I will throw I'll show I'll see if I can throw the presentation in the sidebar on the side if anyone wants to take a look at it. Kind of cool. It gives you the basics. I tell people it's kind of mine, but I stole lots of pieces of it from other people, so I don't consider it mine entirely, but hey, I presented using it. But it's definitely one of those cool little tools where you can have kids be creative a little bit. And the one thing that kind of clicked it for me was somebody played a video on how it was like an essay. And I'm one of those people that I easily got essayed out towards the end of the year one year, and I was like, man, I'm totally going to try this video. And I saw it, and I'm like, man, it made sense. It kind of jumps in on what an infographic is, and it's pretty simplistic. So I just kind of take it from that and teach with it.
I've given Poll Everywhere some attention again. I used this tool a while back when it first came out, but found it was limited just to those kind of multiple choice answers. But and seeing it somewhere, I don't remember where I saw it again, Twitter or something like that. Found that they've really beefed up their question types that you can ask. So there's an open-ended type question where the answers will populate as a Wordle. And so the most frequently used answers will be the largest ones. They have a couple of great ones too are one where you can post a question with images as the answer. So I haven't found many tools that allow you to create answer choices that have images that students can select from. And the other one I really like is one that's called a clickable image. So you post any image up there, and then you can even select an area of the image where if a student clicks on it, that is the correct answer, but it's also great for some open-ended type questions. So anytime you're using maps, graphs, and charts, you could have an English sentence that's written that needs to be corrected. There's a lot of variables and you're kind of limited by your creativity and imagination with that. But I've been trying to integrate that into sessions and also point teachers in the direction of that. It's just another tool that helps you collect information from students on what they know. So that's Poll Everywhere and all the tools that they have now.
Another one that I'd like to share, I don't know if you use it at all, is called Screencast-O-Matic. It actually records your screen and your voice. And it is very helpful if I have a student that'll call in and ask a question and they really truly don't understand something in my course. I can record my screen and my voice. Also, when it comes to parents and feedback, I don't understand why Johnny got this score on this paper. So I open up the paper, I have it displayed, I explained exactly what this was going on in the paper, where the errors were, or maybe what the corrections need to be, or to the student, I send the corrections to the student, they watch the screen, they hear my voice, and any kind of situation where, where, especially in an online world, well, they're doing their work, I know they're doing their work, well, when I open up the screen and I show the grade report and I explain everything and send the link out to the parent and they watch the video, so and in the classroom it probably could be used just as easily, and students can actually record their screen for you. I guess they probably all do it too with the iPad in I guess Explain Everything or in those kinds of apps, but the screen recording software is wonderful, and that it records your voice as well. So I don't know if you have any of those to share as well. Thanks.
So when I heard feedback, I immediately just put in the one that I was going to do. I'm teaching summer school right now, actually, so I just learned how to use this yesterday. Kaizena is an extension and a separate site where you can do voice comments in Google Docs. Saves so much time. And you know how when you just do the text comments, students will just kind of click, 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 and then not really go through it or understand it? It's a great way to keep students accountable, and also it tracks like a whole conversation, so the comments don't disappear. Kaizena, so I linked the site in there. Yeah, people were asking. So it was also great for my ESOL students, so I could give bilingual feedback in a way that was really friendly for them.
All right, we got time for one or two more shares. Anybody want to go?
So I recently found a resource. I'm going to go ahead and write it here. Has anybody heard of this? It's called Versal. It's free. It looks really good, and I showed it to the tech person at our school, and it promotes itself as it's right now it's free. It talks about how to make your your web page not your web page instruction very interactive, because I'm gonna be doing a flipped instruction for my sixth graders because they've been trained. And so I was looking at something where I could put in videos, I can put in graphics, I can put in podcasts, and I can put it all in one place, and the layout would not be wonky. Everything would be, and this has it where it has all the layout nice and easy. I showed to a fellow teacher who does a lot of flip learning, and he was really excited about it, but I didn't know if any of y'all had heard about it.
All right, I think we're gonna. I had not heard of that, by the way. I think we're gonna end on that. A few housekeeping. First of all, thank you. We got Paige will attest. We got off to a little bit of a rocky start because I didn't link directly to the Hangout. Oh, Eric just linked something in the chat. But heck, that was awesome. Thank you so much. Just so we can stay in touch, or if we want to have a follow-up question, if you can put your Twitter handle in the chat, that would be super fantastic. I think when you leave the Hangout, we lose the chat, so you might want to like friend them before you leave the chat. I may have that totally wrong, but just a suggestion. A lot of people are putting their Twitter handle in the chat. That's awesome. EdCamp Global, I mean, you guys know better than I do. It keeps rolling. It goes to for 20 more hours. And I guess the one suggestion I'd have is, well, whatever. I mean, you know where the schedule is. You know how to get there. If somebody makes the same mistake I made, if you click on a Hangout and you don't go directly into the Hangout, you go to what's called the event page. Just screen there, hey, can you send me an invite? Can you send me an invite? Because that's what I did wrong. Now I know I'm doing 2 more sessions tomorrow, so now I know I need to go directly from the schedule to the Hangout. And Dana just confirmed that you do lose chat. So if you're going to follow anybody, and almost everybody put their handle in, I guess you should follow. Either I might take my phone and take a picture, so I don't feel like typing it all out. So that way you can follow Pete. That's what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to take a picture. I think we're ending just about on time, so people can go to their, I guess, 10 o'clock Central Time one. Thanks, everybody. And I'm going to take a picture here. Bloop. Did I get it? Yeah, I think I got it all. All right, thanks, everybody. Have a great EdCamp Global. Go to normal EdCamps too. There's an EdCamp website, and go to normal EdCamps. I'm a junkie. Look, I even got a shirt. It's like the future of PD and stuff, and it's awesome, man. I think this is going to go on. I think when I push stop broadcast, it somehow magically goes to. Does it go to my YouTube channel? Yeah, I think it does go to my. The first 20 minutes are going to be super boring because it's going to be me and Paige trying to figure stuff out. But the last 40 minutes are awesome, which is when everybody else came in. I think that's it. If anybody else has anything, scream it out.
Matt, thank you so much for your time tonight. This was absolutely awesome. I really appreciate it. Plus, Denise, you rock helping me figure out how to use Google Hangouts. So it was definitely a lot of worthwhile time for me. So thanks, guys.
Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.